There's somebody that I'd like to bring to the stage that you know as a folk singer, but you do not know Paul in his other role. You have not met Paul in his other capacity. You haven't met Paul as... You haven't met Paul as Superman. No, in truth, Paul is a comedian with a unique point of view and commentary. And in this capacity, ladies and gentlemen, join with me, please, in bringing to the stage my good friend, my compatriot, Paul Stuckey.
That was the sound of a golf ball. Or if you're a ping pong enthusiast, that was the sound of a ping pong ball. Except generally you hear that sound. That was the sound of a match between a golfer and a ping pong enthusiast. I've been trying to play golf. I haven't had an opportunity to play on your courses yet. Actually, it's a good thing because your courses, at least the one that I saw, was so close to the road. Actually, I think you'd be very proud of me. I haven't played that much, but 4, 5. I don't like sports very much. Take surfing, for instance. Hey, listen. In order to surf, you really ought to know how to swim, right? I don't know how to swim. You know what swimming is to me? Swimming is staying alive when I'm in the water. Barely. I'll do anything. I'll eat CO2 cartridges, right? I didn't come out here to talk about sports anyway. I came to talk. Peter talks about status, about in-groups and out-groups. Well, there's something in the States that has a great deal of status and shouldn't. It's the automobile. I don't think it means the same out here, thank heavens. In the States, if you don't have an automobile by the time you're 14 or 15 years old, you're dead. You are. You cannot call up a girl when you're that old and say, hey, listen, how's about I pedal right over and pick you up? You don't go for that anymore. So you got to get the car. Now, in order to get the car, you got to be very buoyant. You got to come down the stairs. Mom, Dad, think I'll take the car out for a drive. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Think I'll just whip right out there. Yeah. And then they level you with that giant killer, right? You done your homework. If you're very fast, you'll say, Mom, Dad, have I done my homework? And out the door. You never lie to them. You pick up 3 other great pretenders. Right? That's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The time is now 10 o'clock in the evening. Right? The same 4 guys are in the same car driving. Well, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Hey, we've been driving for 7 hours.
Hey, I got an idea.
Yeah, what's that?
Let's go to a drive-in restaurant and look at the girls.
All right. Well, here we are, but they're all from our high school.
No, there's one over there. There's space right next to it. Let's pull up next to him.
Don't look at them. Now, I don't know about the drive-ins that you have here, but in the States, they used to have little girls who would come out in short skirts, right, to take your food order. Now you're lucky if you get your food delivered on a conveyor belt, right? Sometimes you have to get it yourself. But there was a time, and there isn't a male in any audience that couldn't pull into a drive-in restaurant and feature himself as Don Juan. And that little girl would come running out in the short skirt.
May I take your order, sir?
Yes, but I don't believe it's on the menu. Right? Well, they don't. They don't let you flirt anymore now. You know what they let you do? They let you push a little white button on a green box. It's connected with a major communication system in the drive-in restaurant. What? You mean you want us to order? Okie dokie. We'll take one cheeseburger deluxe with everything on it, and one hamburger medium rare. What? Oh, okay. This is two. Excuse me. 2 hamburgers medium rare and 1 no hamburgers. 1 hot dog and 3 chili burgers, and 2 shakes, chocolate milkshakes, really thick. Okay, for spoons, and 2 strawberry shakes, sort of thin, because we got a fella out here with chapped lips, you know, and he wants to be able. Also, he has a little hernia condition. He can't quite get it through the straw. We were wondering if he could water it down a little for him, all right? No, he'd like. Do you understand? Well, could you tell us what we've ordered, please?
And 4 pints of beer.
We'll take it. And after you get your food order in, you cannot get out of your car. There was a time when you used to pull in drive-in restaurants and you used to get out and exchange pleasantries and greetings and hello. Evidently, some people in the States were getting out and exchanging something a little heavier than pleasantries, right? So now they have policemen there to make sure you stay in your car. You could be 47 years old and drop your wallet on the ground. But officer, my credit card. I don't care who you are, kid. Back in the car, right? If you do get out, you got to be very careful because the new drive-in restaurants now have radar, right? You got to crawl on your belly between the cars. And you get over next to the other car. Psst. Down here. I can't come up. They'll spot me. Put down your window. Woo! Power windows, huh? This is a pretty classy car. Hey, you're a pretty classy chick. If you can get out of one of those restaurants without being maimed, there's a sporting event taking place at the traffic light. I'm not sure it's what you're thinking. They're called drag races when they're done legally, but I think they're called something obscene when they're done illegally. There are generally 2 characters involved. One is Mr. Businessman, who drives a 4-door family sedan with black wall tires, automatic transmission, and seated next to him in a 1941 Ford, brown, primer-coated. Its rear end is 2 inches off the ground. Got tomato cans for mufflers. With his back to the driver's window, his left arm draped over the steering wheel, the right hand gripped onto the gear shift lever, sits the kid. Well, Mr. Businessman has just had his bands tightened, see? And he... For those of you that are not quite sure what bands are, the bands are the rings in an automatic transmission whereby the actual gear change is effected. I'll give you an example. This is an automobile with tight bands shifting. This is an automobile with loose bands shifting. Well, Mr. Businessman has just had his bands tightened, and he thinks that he will show the kid a thing or two. Meanwhile, the kid has inched these two fingers up over his left arm. These two fingers are the universal sign language among teenagers for dragging. You probably recall Winston Churchill during the war years used to hold up, which everyone assumed meant V for victory, you see. Actually, if you'll also recall, Winston Churchill smokes a cigar, right? Which he would hold in here, right? And occasionally he'd turn to his friends on the platform and he'd say, "You want a drag, mate?" You see, the kids picked it up. The light changes to amber, and Mr. Businessman decides to get very daring. He pulls the automatic transmission down into low. He puts one foot on the brake, puts the other foot on the accelerator, and still holding the foot on the brake in order to get that extra fast start, he pushes down on the accelerator 5 inches. The car is internally hemorrhaging. He knows he's going to have another band job. He is not going to let the kid show him up. The light changes to green and Mr. Businessman is off. He looks down, his speedometer is 80, 90, 95, 96, 97 miles an hour. He looks outside the window and the kid's not even there. You know what's there? He looks in the rearview mirror and the kid's still back at the corner. He never races anybody, just sits there and scares the hell out of him.